and welcome to Learning with Lulu. In this video we are going to be doing a summary of chapter 26 in Jane Eyre. Before we get into it, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, and by the end of the video, if you liked it, make sure to like, comment, and share with any friends, co-workers, classmates, I don't know. For whatever purpose you're watching this, if there's anyone else you know who may enjoy it, make sure to share with them. So, right off the bat, spoiler, chapter 26 in Jane Eyre is the chapter where you learn if a man doesn't have a skeleton in his closet, he's got a crazy wife in his attic. So, that's the big reveal in chapter 26. This whole time, Rochester has had a wife and he's married and she lives at Thornfield. So, beginning of the chapter, Sophie helps Jane to dress for the wedding, and then Rochester kind of rushes Jane to the church. On the way there, in the churchyard cemetery, Jane notices a couple of people she doesn't recognize reading headstones. And knowing what we know, we can assume that they're probably looking for the name Bertha Mason, because that's Rochester's wife's name, on those headstones to see if she's even still living. So, Rochester and Jane enter the church. The two strangers are still there. And when the priest asks if anyone objects, they speak up and they say this marriage can't go on, there exists an impediment. And Rochester is not happy and he insists that the ceremony continue, but the priest is kind of like, well, we should probably look into this, and the stranger says, like, he's already got a wife, he's already married. All of this, of course, being brand new information to Jane. His wife, it is revealed, he has been married to for 15 years, and she is from Jamaica. The person who's revealing this says that he's a solicitor from London. They are all in England right now, and his name is Mr. Briggs. And then he produces a letter, I believe, that reveals Mr. Mason, so Bertha's brother, who we know visited Thornfield a few months past, that he has this letter verifying his sister's living state. So, the chapter ends with Rochester leading this whole group back to Thornfield, leading them up to this room where we learn Grace Poole has actually been the very sweet, patient nurse taking care of Bertha, and being paid well to do so. And they also see that Bertha is mentally unstable. And Rochester kind of gives this little speech on, like, how can you blame me for wanting this pure, innocent Jane when, like, this has been my wife. Like, I can't even embrace her or say a kind word because I get attacked. And that's essentially chapter 26. Jane, she's kind of withdrawn. She's very calm and collected, but it's kind of, I get the sense she's almost in shock. And she says a prayer that God will be with her, because as you can imagine, this is completely rocked her sense of, like, balance and stability and her sense of reality in the world. So that's chapter 26. We learned about Bertha Mason. We learned that Rochester has been keeping her hidden, and there is a degree of compassion to Rochester in this. You know, it's not entirely that he is a bad guy necessarily. You know, the point is made that, especially for insane asylums at this time, he could have sent her to one, but he knew she would be mistreated, and he didn't want that. He also could have sent her to another property he owns where the conditions aren't quite as like salubrious or benefiting health, and she probably would have passed away like pretty quickly. But instead he wanted her to be taken care of, and so he kept her at his home and paid to have someone take care of her. So there's that. Let me know what your thoughts are on this chapter. There's a lot to dissect here, and you know, a lot to be said about Rochester's choices and actions, and yeah, what are your thoughts? If you were Jane, how would have you reacted? And do you think Charlotte Bronte's depiction of how Jane reacts is realistic? So, chapter 26, hope this video helps you. Come back around for more content like this, and thank you for supporting my channel. So, hope to see you around. Bye.